Hiyo, and welcome to a brand new game we'll be playing for the first time. This is called Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, I believe. Yep, always fact check. I've never played this game. I know next to nothing about it outside of the basic premise. Only reason I chose it is because some YouTubers I used to watch all the time, Jesse Cox and Dodger from... I used to watch the Game Station podcast with them and Total Biscuit. I love that sort of content. But recently they talked about this game and how it's like the most hooked they've been on a game in a while and how they love the story and characters. And that just sounds kind of like everything I'm looking for and more. And this menu thus far is gorgeous, so expectations are high. I'm not too keen on long-winded intros, so why don't we just get right into it? Ooh, everyone's favorite part of a Let's Play. The user license agreement read-through. Telemetry. Yeah, you want my data. That's fine. If data from this game can somehow be used against me, good for you for figuring out how to do so. Oh, the brightness is different in the recording versus in my display. Interesting. Alright, let's see. So if I put it like this in the recording, you can barely see it. Alright. Game won't be a... No, we're using headphones. 3D audio and audio options must also be enabled for a better headphone experience. One moment, please. A better Let's Player would edit this part out. But this is... endearing in a clunky way. Enable 3D audio for headphones. Yeah, alright. Didn't even need to. Night mode. Game on low volume. No. Parallax? Because we want to activate parallax, interface movement. Not sure what that exactly entails, but if it defaults to on, I'll try it out. Yep. Subtitles, of course. Subtitle size small. I like for games to have as little on the HUD or display as possible. So I usually do small subtitles. If there's parts of the HUD you can't disable, I tend to do that as well. Speaker names? Sure. Colorization? Sure, why not? Subtitles background? No. Like contrast background. Can't even activate that. Oh. Transitions right from menu to second menu. This is giving me God of War vibes. Where the menu sort of transitioned right into gameplay. That's very pretty, even if the bird wings are sort of flapping in and out of existence at times. I love the music and the ambiance in general. You can never go wrong with a crackling fire. Modifies enemy damage, enemy health points, the amount of decoctions you can recover. Normal, hard, or very hard. So, it's either gonna be normal or hard. Because it's hard to tell when normal is the intended experience or normal is the more mainstream experience and they actually intended for hard mode, but they wanted to appeal to a broader audience. That makes you sound cocky. It's not that. I like when games are challenging but not to an unfair extent, and it's hard to tell what's the intended game mode, but I'll usually play that if it's made obvious. And it's nice that I can change it. Worst case scenario, I get bodied on camera. All of you see how terrible I am at gaming, and then I lower the difficulty and live forever in shame.
Madam, sir,
Hey, Eden.
the ship lies at anchor off New Eden.
Sorry. Accents
tender
are
stands at your
guaranteed
disposal.
with any game like this. Attempts at accents, I should say. From what I know, they like hunt supernatural creatures. There are a couple who do so. In sort of like 1800s era or 1700s era. America? Don't nod. Oh, I like his voice.
I dreamed of clouds. Great long fluffy
I
bastards.
really like his voice.
Low over the sea.
I dreamed of the abyss, in the darkest reaches of the
opposites.
deepest ocean.
You didn't have to one-up me like that. Oh.
A good day to you, my love.
How do
And
you
a
pronounce
good
your
day
name?
to you
Antea?
too.
Are we in New England?
I think you're on the ocean still.
Welcome to America.
Something's bothering you.
Charles's letter.
This game's gorgeous.
What of it?
The ghost must be uncommonly dangerous, or he would banish it himself.
And we shall charge him double.
I'm serious. If the Reverend needs help, this can be no easy business. Red,
Red.
you best be ready.
I'll be careful, Master Duarte.
He has very pretty eyes.
Your apprentice
So,
stands ready to serve.
Antea. What
Come on, Antea, we need to go. And I need to pee.
Rory McWraith.
So,
Gallant
she's
to
his
the
master,
last.
and they're also partners.
Life to the living. Death to
Oh
the
my
dead.
god.
Consider our
That was a
lovers,
sick transition.
Antea and Red, the greatest banishers I ever knew. Life to the living, we say, and death to the dead. It is not so simple. Since
I
the
love
dawn
this art
of
style right now.
humanity, the dead have lingered. Dead as alive, we are complex and emotional beings. Many and tangled are the ties that bind. Since the beginning of memory, banishers have fought to sever those ties. Death is but a trifle. It comes to us all. To haunt or be haunted. There
So what
lies
comes after
the
is
true
the scariest
horror.
part.
I, Charles Davenport, should know it. The haunting of New Eden scared me to death. I dearly wish I had not begged my
shame.
friends to come and lift the
Is
curse.
this guaranteed to have a tragic ending then? I was wrong. 1600s. 1695.
If this is June, I'd
January.
hate to see January. I'd want to freeze my backside off in the summer.
No, I was about to ask where his accent was
I'd
from.
have stayed in Scotland.
London wasn't much better.
Look at it. As cold as a bishop's arse. And twice as white. I don't mind saying it, I'm very disappointed.
Charles wasn't lying. New Eden is cold as death. You may well be disappointed.
I'd be disappointed. I hope it can get better at his accent over the course of this playthrough. Just very smooth delivery. Character design in general is very good. They stand out while looking
You'd
authentic
better
for
be
the
at the
time.
tavern. With a hot
I
grog.
mean-
Or two.
I'm not exactly an expert, so who am I to claim authenticity? But it feels authentic. There.
I think I weary of long, boring sea voyages to grim, faraway lands.
I can't remember the last
mean-
time we did something else than work.
After this, we should set sail somewhere warm and safe. The dead don't linger.
No such place.
When your commute
It's
to
not
your
a bad
job
idea.
also involves like a 3-month boat trip, I feel like your work will definitely become all-consuming, unless you can somehow enjoy those cramped spaces for however many weeks you have to spend cooped up with other smelly people. Sea travel back then seemed hellish. Most life back then in general seemed hellish, but grim.
Have I mentioned how grim this place is?
I heard you the first time,
Sorry. This
but I
is-
don't disagree.
I love this aesthetic. haunting beauty. It's the best. Shell forward and X. Okay. Easy enough. Oh, I wonder if I can climb that, he said sarcastically. We got one with the Uncharted color scheme for climbable objects.
I think we can get through here.
Sure. Let's go traipsing through the rotten, falling down house.
Hoof fungus, ew. Lilac hyacinth. Taken. I'm coming.
Looks steady enough.
I cannot tell how old she is. The white hair streaks.
Watch out!
If that's like because of dark powers or because of age. Can't tell.
Ugh. Is it just me, or are we not welcome here?
Keep going. I'll find a way to meet up with you. Over-eager apprentices.
Getting Jedi Padawan vibes slightly, like prequel trilogy sass levels. Oh,
I can break my way through here.
the camera snapped me to here, but I don't really see what's the breakable object. So these. I can break my way through here. She's. Oh, why did the camera snap me that way then? Yeah, yellow is breakable or climbable. Makes sense. Is there motion blur? Motion blur off. Quality or performance? Quality. I am a superficial bastard. I am also a fickle bastard. It felt slightly clippy the first few steps I took after changing that. Could have been all in my head, but I'd rather just go with the gut feeling. This felt better. I do not regret turning off motion blur though. I do not like motion blur. Hi, there he is. Wait. She doesn't have an accent. I mean, she does. She has an American accent. Ish. Oh? Combat? Hello. Oh, and light. How do I dodge? Neat.
Petty fiend.
It says Witcher ass. Or, I guess, Elden Ring esque with the bumpers.
Everything all right down there?
Just a sneaky wanderer. You?
This.
Same, but I managed. Are these spectres watching the road?
Maybe. But are they keeping people outside town? Or are they keeping them in?
Sorry. I'm hoping there's a codex. This looks like there might be a codex. I love when games have lore for like all the creatures and stuff. So I'm hoping there's stuff I can read through to explain the different types of ghosts and spirits and what causes them. Yeah. Games that include that are exponentially better in my eyes. It's an easy way to get my approval. Prospective game devs, take note. You're marketing to me specifically. Ooh. Leather times 3. Plus 3. Not times. No? Alright. Worth a shot. Want it? Yeah.
Ah, more wanderers.
Excuse me.
Behind you!
Did he just fire punch it?
As easy as falling off a box.
Those are corpses. Is falling off a box easy? I mean, I guess.
Can't tell how long these people are dead.
The original settlers, perhaps.
Whoever.
Well, those bodies looked pretty intact, didn't they? Like, they had skin on and stuff, so probably can't have been dead too long. And the blood is still fresh-ish. It's reddish. Hello? Attacking with your weapon spells banishment. Banish gauges full, press X to banish your target. Hola, banish it.
Time to leave. I could beat you
Banish!
in my sleep.
That's what he did. I can charge up my strong attack. I really want to know if there's a dodge button. Okay, circle. Ha! Alright. Combat's making sense so far. I was playing Space Marine before this and struggling a lot more with that combat. Weirdly enough. Ooh. Lore. I see lore. Nope. A nope. Wow. My reading from the get-go already good. A note. Damp and bloody. Perhaps these words will be lost in time, but I must write them. The date? Cannot say. I know it is the month of June in the year 1695. I thought we would be safer in Providence. I thought we would finally see the children again, and the golden wheat fields would ring with their laughter. Their mother now lies dead, and I shall join her soon. Something insidious walks the roads. Terrible spirits took us. New Eden is cursed. You who reads this now, I tell you, run.
These people left New Eden town just a few days ago. What exactly is going on
They
here?
did not make it very far. Also, that skin looks way too rosy for people who've been dead for a few days. I guess just because they left a few days ago doesn't mean they died a few days ago. But I can't imagine it have taken them very long to get this far, when I can see the town looming in the distance, 230 meters away. If it takes you that long to walk 230 meters, then you didn't really stand much of a chance to begin with. Alpha Wanderer, level 4. Alright. Banish!
Well, you tried.
Spectral dust. Righto. I'm so tempted to break all boxes, but it looks like this game doesn't really give you much loot for that. I've got Zelda and Diablo brain. Ha. Interesting. So after I put my sword out, there's like a delay before I can actually swing it. So when I press R1, half the time it doesn't do anything. Augurs.
That augurs badly for the case.
Does that mean bodes?
Situation's worse than you thought.
Let's wait to hear what Charles has to say.
Augur. Don't mind me, just looking up a word. But you can't guess which. Portends a bad outcome. Portend a good or bad outcome. Gotcha. Bodes. Yeah, it's just a synonym for bode. That's a fat church, if that's what that is.
Empty docks in a growing settlement. Never a good sign. Are the town selectmen sitting on their arses?
Oh, politics.
Isn't that what selectmen do?
Primitive politics, much less offensive than modern politics to discuss.
When we get to town, we may need to split up to cover more ground.
You may count on the most responsible student a Banisher could have.
We'll see if you remember some
Wait,
of
can
your
I go this way?
teaching. If you're up for it.
Always. Who the hell
Soviet
burns their own
Union?
crops?
People who fear pestilence or disease. Or both.
Well, how very biblical.
Yoink. Looting. Unadulterated ransack? No, no. That is a shallow ass well. That is. That is. Oh. No, I'm pretty sure that's not how that would be. That's okay. I'm loving this so far. We can be forgiving of minor things. Or I'm entirely wrong and maybe it was filled with stones deliberately. Boston, Fort Jericho, the Heroes Hamlet. Oh, thank you. That's much easier to read.
Not the busiest stables I've ever seen.
Ostler.
No ostler and no horses.
If they burned their crops and ran out of food, then they probably ate the horses.
That makes a good point. Aye. That he does. Ooh, more lore. A letter. It's from a woman named Sarah. Susanna, it's been days since we ate. Each day the town empties further. Folks would sooner risk the cold than stay. The minister said help was on its way, but I do not know how much time we have left, or how much time before the next sickness takes us all. I shall entrust my neighbor with this letter, in the hope that it will reach you. If nothing changes, I'll try to cross the woods myself. I hear folk assemble bands. The better to stay. Wow. Rewind. I hear folk assemble bands. The better to safely brave the wilderness. May God help us. Sarah. Oh.
People are leaving. The town is emptying. Stay on your guard.
This way. Ever seemed so far away. Neat. Oh, it is an open world game. I like the map aesthetic. Alright, so. There.
The welcoming committee.
Let's find the inn. Let's find Charles.
I can't place her accent. It feels like she has traces of another accent behind her. Like main generic American one.
It'll be good to see Charles and Esther again.
Would you a lecture on the sanctity of marriage?
Esther wasn't there.
Esther wouldn't dare. And we don't need a piece of paper to keep us together.
I didn't want to refer to it as a set of
remember you
shackles.
telling
That
us.
seems aggressive. You have reached the objective. A compass. Yeah, how do I investigate? Does it just mean look around the area? Righto. I see. Yeah, it's like a Witcher objective. Gives you the general area, and then you kind of gotta... Oh, if I had Witcher sense, this would be so easy. I love Witcher sense. Makes you not have to worry about missing things I could loot. Inn, Dock, Cemetery. I'm assuming we gotta go to the inn. That's usually the place to start in any fantasy adventure where you come to a new village. Hello. Oh, you invited me inside. Thank you. Yes, yes. No, no, I wasn't in yet. Let's be busy. That was like the least effective way she could have done that. I was expecting a door slam, not just like a calm traipsing back inside and slow closing of the door. Love this aesthetic. How many times are you going to hear that over the course of this playthrough, I wonder? Not enough. That is the answer. Hey,
This
what
must be
gave
the
that
end.
away? Out. Hello? Charles, I'm guessing.
Charlie, we're here. Your prayers are answered.
Right.
Pour us a drink.
Finally. Banisher, please come in. As it is
Oh,
called, you're
fuck
serving one
you.
and they sit while we talk.
I'm the help. She's the boss. You're not Charles.
My name is Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McWraith. Good day to you, sirs, madam.
I like they
Now,
didn't shy away from this at all.
Where's Charles?
Minister Davenport said help was on its way. I
Keep
assumed...
digging, Fairfax. Good day. Pennington, captain of the train band. This here is Thick-Skinned Newsmith. We're the selectmen.
Looks sort of like Ellie from Last of
What's
Us.
left of us?
Easy did.
Why is Charles not here?
Yes.
We're sorry for your loss. We'll do what we can for his widow.
The Reverend is dead.
How?
When? How?
A terrible tragedy. Though our faith sustains us, we are still very much in shock.
Our shock at Reverend Davenport's killing is so great that we must sit here in comfort, losing precious time.
As governor of the colony of New Eden, it is my responsibility.
Look at us, sat here waiting to meet the same fate.
Thick-Skinn's a
We
great
could
name
have
for this
been miles
character.
away by now. You lot do what you want.
kind of the vibe she
I
embodies.
intend living.
The esteemed select woman can be brusque. Forgive her. And rest assured that her aptitudes far outweigh her manners. Or lack thereof.
Her point still stands, Fairfax. Sitting here, doing nothing, we are as lambs to the slaughter.
The Banishers are here.
Maybe tell us what's
Surely
going
with
on so
their
we can actually
expertise we may
contribute to
yet
this conversation.
prevail.
Then I shall leave you in your expertise in ghosts and devils to find out. My expertise in blood and battle is of little use. Mistress Duarte, if I can be of service, yous may visit me at home. On the other side of the street.
She showed her basic
it were.
respect and decency.
Well, Governor, shall you leave or shall you stay?
For myself, I'll stay. Our company has suffered terribly,
Wow.
but
So he
we are
confidently
worth
says.
saving. And now that you are here, save it we shall. Please, accept my sincerest condolences for the loss of your friend. We feel the loss of our minister so very keenly. Charles Davenport was a man of great knowledge and devotion. The pride, indeed, of New Eden.
Discommodes.
Discommodes me greatly to remember how we found
distresses?
his body in the cemetery. Indeed, it distresses me yet further to tell you that we do not know what so tragically cost him his
Discommode
life.
means inconvenience. What do you think happened, or could your physicians not save him? Well, that's assuming they found him alive. What do you think happened?
What do you think happened?
I could guess, to little use. It is evident, however, that Charles's unexpected death is linked to his investigation of the curse. In the minister's absence,
Can't call
I
yourself
try,
humble.
in all humility, to protect us all, body and soul, from our ongoing peril. You see, in my youth, I too was something of a
Spider-Man meme.
demonologist. Rather a good one, if I say so myself.
We're not demonologists, and neither was Charles. Is his widow Esther taking visitors?
The widow Davenport is at home.
So no.
Does not much venture out. Her house overlooks the dock. I offered Charles a home with a view across a pretty meadow, but he refused. He preferred the village life. Speak to her, if she'll see you. But she knows no more than we do about how her husband died.
So I assume this continues the story and these are like flavor. And the plus means I haven't asked it yet. But yeah, no, in general, a character saying with all humility or anything of that note, establishing themselves as humble is usually a red flag for them to not be a particularly humble person, in my experience. Real life as well. Huh?
You're a demonologist, you say?
I am
I
that.
read Wizardology as
like
a
my
kid.
father was before me. Faith and
And
science
dragonology.
are our twin compasses, you see, to a deeper understanding of the secrets of God's green and pleasant land,
Oh, yeah?
and those who threaten it.
And what have your compasses told you about the curse?
They have told me that Reverend Davenport was better placed than I to solve our problem.
Wow.
Which is why you're here. We agreed it. I shall stand for the company, I said,
Moral.
as the moral authority, the anchor, and the rock. As Charles and his banishers.
So thus far,
lift
he's called
the
himself
curse.
humble and moral. Yet more flags. Also, he's kind of said fuck all of actual value. Like, he's using a lot of pretty words. Well, just contributing nothing to furthering this conversation. Heroic work all around. Yeah, let's be sassy. Haha.
Heroic work all round.
Over his head.
Indeed it is, madam. Indeed it is. But we do it all the same. Because we must.
Are you acquitting yourself with her now?
Because we must.
We? Wish you are insufferable. Not the best first impression. Fairfax Haskell. Not insufferable. I guess that's a bit too harsh, but I'm getting the feeling that we will not like you.
Why is town so empty?
Of those who did not die,
Just you three
we
and the
are
widow?
The few who stayed.
Oh no, there's another person
Though our
who closed the door.
motivations may differ, all who remain have shown extraordinary faith and courage in the face of our adversity.
Where did they go?
Those who left, where did they go?
Boston, outlying settlements, anywhere, everywhere. Although, as you may have heard, the weather has likely closed the roads. Some believe the path through the dark woods offers
I have a
salvation.
feeling we're going to have some quests there.
I do not. I believe we must
Wait, I
stand
thought this
our
was-
ground.
New England, not Texas.
Will they return when the curse is lifted?
Fervently.
I fervently hope so. They have homes here. But we sent the children away some time ago, and many could not live with their absence. If we do not resolve this situation quickly, the community of New Eden shall be broken, perhaps forever.
Right, tell him about the curse.
What can you tell me about the curse?
I can tell you that it has been
How
our
many?
misery for many long months now, and I can tell you that it worsens by the increment. First, there was pestilence and disease. Then came the nightmares. Then came madness. In the end came death. And death remains. But in all honesty,
Oh?
I think the weather is the worst part. This never-ending winter hangs heavy on us all.
That's
Worse
an
yet,
interesting
it traps us here.
take. I guess it's like the most oppressive thing in their day-to-day lives. Like the death and such, yeah, that's terrible. But every second spent in this weather is a constant reminder of how shitty your situation is. What caused it? I doubt he knows. What did Charles know? I also doubt he knows.
What do you think caused the curse?
In my humble opinion, I'll point to the obvious. The abyss disgorges its spawn upon New Eden, bent on making God's poor creatures suffer. As to the nature of the demon, that's what we're paying you to find out. Our late friend Charles faced a Herculean task and acquitted himself with honor. You will have to do far
yeah?
better than that, I'm afraid.
Our contract stands.
If you'll have it, yes. Our contract
What do you mean if you'll
stands
have it?
for Charles.
All right. For
You are
Charles.
just so fake. Goodbye. She's great at dealing with people,
We have what we need.
legitimately.
Then I wish you success. By my instruction, a room is prepared for you in the old schoolhouse.
Her body language and tone
I'll
throughout
be here
this,
if you need me.
like, kept him talking without making obvious what I interpreted as disdain towards this schmuck. She is very cool so far. Is there anything I can loot? Give me your stuff. Yes! Reading. That's a much shorter letter than it looks like in the picture. Inn's owner notice. As announced at the last town hall meeting, I hereby close the King's Arm Tavern, leaving the key to the selectmen. There shall be no ale sold nor drunk until the curse is lifted and I return. The storerooms are locked, and so are the bedrooms. God bless. Charity Krugget. Krugo? With 2 T's it must be Krugget, he said confidently, with no basis. Who will prove me wrong? Someone in the comments, maybe, but that'll be days from now. Oh, I've forgotten about this long since, but can I? What's upstairs? Oh, there's a chest. Gimme. Piece of 8. No, I got 17. Why are they called piece of 8 again? Was it like the currency was split into 8 pieces? Instead of full coins, they used... I don't know. Maybe? Perhaps?
Damn it, Charles. Those accursed sea storms. If only we'd been here earlier.
No. But as Charles would say, another day, another soul to save.
These people are helpless.
These
I'm
people
gonna try to
have
be a nice
no
person, I think.
idea what they're
I'll make
up
the choices
against.
I would make. Whenever I play games like this, my first playthrough is always the what decision would I make, rather than what decision the character would make. But we'll see. Maybe I start getting more into her character and start making choices based off that. I love notice boards. I assume I'll find side quests and such through these. Curfew. In hours of darkness, stay in your homes. No discord, no turmoil. Governor Fahaskell.
A curfew? But why?
The first resort of every self-respecting oppressor.
Wow, if the ghost hunters don't think it's a good idea, it probably isn't a good idea then. Wait, no, I gotta read.
We should go to
Cemetery is
Esther.
closed. By order of the governor. So what do you do with the bodies?
I think the governor said their house stood
sorry,
above
I'm
the
just doing
docks.
some reading. Path to the meeting house is closed by the governor's decree. Closed borough. That is definitely a very different looking note. Like, that's like a solid intro paragraph and body. But nope. This part of town is closed. Right there. Oop. Wait, there's a person here. Oh, it's her. It's Thickskin. How goes it, Thickskin?
Thick skin, right? We're sorry to disturb you.
It'll take more than
Fair.
you to disturb me. What do you want?
What's your role here?
What's your role here, if you don't mind me asking?
Lately, I do what needs doing when no one else will, weakened as they are by comfort and the curse. In normal times, I hunt. Now, though, it's cold enough to
horse.
freeze the nankies off an horse, and the game rots as quick as you can get it home. You can't eat a ghost, can't skin it, can't sell it, so what'll be the use?
I love all the accents of this game thus far. Do you intend to leave?
I take it you intend to leave town.
Bloody right.
Bloody right I do. New Eden is dying, and anyone who stays is dead or deranged.
You're leaving alone?
Will you go alone?
I'll take my
Aw.
sister and anyone else who
Nice of you
wishes.
to offer.
You may come too if you wish. You look like
It's
you
quite a
can
bit of
handle
trust to show to a
yourself.
stranger. Especially when we've already seen the racism of the governor. Mayor? Whatever power or title he holds. Whatever empty title he holds in this dying town.
There's no hope for New Eden then?
Not till the weather changes.
like the opposite
and it
of the
don't look
modern
like
era.
changing.
Weather is definitely changing. About the curse.
So, the curse. What do you think is going on?
I think nothing much about it. I think folk sickened and the crops failed. I think folk went mad. And I know we found the Reverend dead.
About the governor. Has he always been an incompetent piece of shit?
What of the governor? Anything I should know?
That's a nice
That
insult.
useless clatwagger. With Davenport dead, godly folk look to be
Could
led.
be.
Fairfax Askell couldn't be happier. I pity he'll get 'em all
Captain
killed.
Pennington seemed at least somewhat competent.
What of the captain?
Nice.
Now there's a man of worth. Without Saul Pennington, there'd be no town left at all. These last months have been hard on him.
Will it help ease his
I hope his
burden?
mettle holds. If I had my way, he'd be coming with us. I don't give a rat's knacks for loyalty.
Good.
But the captain
I
does.
would like it if you stayed. I quite like you. But I understand. I guess I don't
Well
really
then,
understand. I've
thank
never
you
lived
for
in
your
a haunted
help.
village that was dying.
Aye.
But I can sympathize. Where's Captain... Wait, he said his house was just across the street from the inn. That's right. Inn... Is it hither? No. Thither? No. Thither. Captain Paddington! Hello.
So, you've done listening to Fairfax's prattling. That man turns a pretty phrase.
That's what
and
I
does
said.
So to the exclusion
We're
of
gonna
all
get along
else.
well, you and I. You're a captain here. Wow, great question.
Tell me,
That's a
Captain.
better question.
What does your rank signify? Militia?
I maintain the train band. I also anticipate threat. Natives, brigands, the French and other monsters. The curse, though, that's a whole different kettle of shite. Not even poor Davenport.
It's funny how in
saw
this
that
time
one
the
coming.
French were like considered a threat to world power, and nowadays the meme is about how they surrender with like the slightest provocation. My, how things change. Apologies to any French listeners. I don't make up the stereotypes, I just repeat them. That's a fucking horrible statement. That's how all forms of bigotry spread, ain't it? About the curse.
Any thoughts on the origins of the curse?
None useful. I'm a military man. I'm no dark artist.
He sort of looks like
I'll
Lady
take that
Headless
as a
Snake.
gentle jab. You don't believe in my work.
I can tell you're a woman of talent and capability. I respect that. The rest of it,
I'm gonna be looking up
that's
so many
your remit,
words.
not mine. Me? I'm the old guard. You and your Scots greenhorn, you're the hope. You'd best prevail.
Remit. Wow, so many definitions. In British English, that's your area of responsibility. Task or area of activity officially signed. Probably could have figured that out through context, but I like looking these up.
Thickskin fears you may give up. Will you?
I do not give up. But think on this.
Yeah.
If the curse is God's punishment, should we not surrender? Thickskin's view is enviably simple.
Tell me about Thickskin.
Tell me about Thickskin.
I wish my men had half her temper. They'd be warriors and
You
survivors
fear
all.
God's punishment?
Do you fear God's punishment?
No, I stab
Don't you?
ghosts.
We'll be back.
Wow.
I'll be here. Unless I'm not.
People love saying a lot and not saying much at the same time. There's a term for that. Bloviate.
I must take a moment by myself.
Oh, that's alright. Since you said a moment, I'll be back in
Excuse
like
me.
5 minutes. Wait, no, that's not what I just... Doesn't understand nuanced conversation. Stockades. I guess it's stockade. Singular. Or is it plural? Because whenever they say the stockades in shows, there's usually just one. It's a good... Hoof fungus. Awesome. Is that like cattle equivalent of toe jam? Because that sounds disgusting. How deep does this well go? Oh, also, no deeper than the basin? Is that what it is? Hello, I'm staring in through your window. Don't mind me. I know you're recently widowed. So I thought creeping on you from the outside would be a great way to introduce myself. Hello. Shame.
Antea. Red.
Shame.
Come in.
Poor thing.
I've barely slept for fear you would not come. I'm at a loss. Would God even allow me to drag you into these
Bit late for that.
dark times?
Esther, you're not alone now. We're here.
I'm so sorry we didn't get here on time. Truly.
I know.
Oh.
Charles kept saying it. Have faith. They will come. If only he had kept his faith himself.
What happened to him?
Poor Charles. Just one more
But did he
victim
lose
of the
faith in
curse
us
of New
before he
Eden.
died?
You know how he is. Was. Restless. Impatient. It's not that he gave up on you, his friends, but that he could wait no more. I believe he tried to lift the curse. I too have questions, but I have no answers.
Why? What happened to him?
Nor do I now have a husband.
Found out Reddit's been paying no attention whatsoever this whole time. Oh shit. Did not mean to do that. I hit left on the D-pad there. Why'd that open that up? About Governor Haskell.
What can you tell me about the esteemed Governor Haskell?
Fairfax Haskell is well read and educated, but
Oh.
at times his back can be too stiff. He shares Charles's interest in the unknown, but his passion seems less than practical. He's an academic.
Still, good to know our patron has some understanding of our work. We met the captain too, along with the huntress, Thickskin. Do you know them?
I find Thickskin Newsmith's manner a little frightening, but I think she has a good heart.
See,
A fine hunter
I love
by
people
all
like that.
accounts.
I think they're very earnest.
Captain Pennington comes with a reputation for soldiering. He comports himself with a wry dignity, but I suspect that beneath it all,
Has he lost
he's
people?
just sad. Charles thought so too. There are wounds beneath Saul Pennington's armor, he said. That time and God
Maybe he's
have not
lost
yet
soldiers
healed.
under his command before. Maybe that's how he got the scar in his eye. Or maybe he lost someone dear to him. Who can say? Hopefully we'll learn more about him as the game progresses. You know, before all
How
this.
were things, before all this?
Before the curse. It was a
Smallpox
busy and
everywhere.
exciting time. Charles immersed himself in the community here. He had a hand in everything. The people came to rely on him. I'm sure they look to someone else now.
Wait, so Reverends could get
but I
married?
can't imagine it's the same.
I'm not Christian, so because I know priests can't, or maybe it depends on different sects of Christianity. But I thought Reverend was similar to a priest. Were they allowed to wed? I mean, this game says yes, so seems that way. But Is there anything we should know?
Is there anything we should know about?
Lord,
Oh.
deliver me, for I cannot endure this. I cannot endure it, and Charles does not deserve it.
Anything at all, Esther. Please.
I have felt Charles present about the house. His ghost lingers. He needs help.
If he's here, I promise I will know no rest
Lots of good lines in
until
this
he
game
has his.
so far.
You can count on us.
Very well written.
We'll start with the house.
Charles's papers are gathered in his office. Take what you need.
Thank you, Esther.
Farewell. Oh, wait. What
We'll
was that
take a look
portrait thing?
around, if that's all right.
Sorry. I know I just said that, but I'm going to talk to you again. Yeah.
May I be of any help?
Stay put.
100%.
We'll find the
More
way.
information about the person it's linked to. Your haunting cases menu. Nice.
Esther,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to trouble you once more.
Portrait.
How may I help?
Oh, gotcha. So I could have gotten to it without actually. Let's see. Inhabitant portrait. The once joyful and educated good friend of Antea and Red is now a young widow who's lost her anchor and drifts unmoored on a sea of mourning. Hint: after seeing her husband's ghost, grieving widow Esther Davenport was deeply distressed. Status alive. So I assume that is her former husband, Charles. He had luscious locks. I was kind of thinking an old guy with the term reverend.
We'll keep looking around, if that's all right.
This is my bias.
I'll be here if you need me.
Now I'm gonna read every doc. Oh, so much reading. So much reading. Let's get this. Oh, this actually seems long enough. Bundle of letters from Charles, 21st day of February, 1687. Many years ago. Like 8 years ago. My sweet Esther, I can't tell you how much I long to get home. This work in mystical Scottish Highlands is exciting. I can't argue with that. But I miss the sweetness of our home. However, I know that the few months I have left away from your loving arms will be of great benefit to me. Through this experience, I will increase my knowledge, and all this I do to protect you from those dark worlds that swirl around us. It is your love and trust that pushes me into these mysterious entrenchments, that pushes me to do my best. It is for you that I do this, for when I can see the pride in your eyes, then I know what role I play on this earth. I know that I can be stronger. I know I can do anything, as long as you look at me with that spark that is only yours. I am thinking of you, your love forever, Charles. Is she rereading old letters from him to try and remember him by? That's why they're all scattered across the table. Shame. Poor thing.
Where are you staying, my dears?
The governor had a room prepared for us in the schoolhouse.
The schoolhouse. Wouldn't you rather stay
Ah, this place
here?
is haunted.
You'd be more comfortable.
It's very kind, but
Oh, that too.
we've a long day ahead of us. We don't want to bother you.
I don't have much. But promise me you'll come for dinner tomorrow. For old time's sake.
Of course.
Bundle of letters. 5th day of January, 1685. Why do I keep reading that as 19? So this was 2 years before the last one. My beloved Esther. How I long to hold you in my arms. The announcement of our marriage was to my heart as a delicacy on a... Excuse me. Rewind. The announcement of our marriage was to my heart as a delicacy on my palate, a sweet of which one cannot tire. At last we shall be together, and together forever and ever, until the day many years from now when we are old and at last death separates us. Oh, that's sad. For only death can extinguish the love between us. Wow. Roundabout way of saying I don't love you anymore, reading this after he dies. And I'm sure that not even death can undo the tenderness I feel for you. Oh, he saved it. I want everything to be perfect for our marriage, and I will make it so. I will write to you every day until that blessed moment when I can finally shed the weight of letters and tell you in person every day how I feel about you. I am thinking of you, your love forever, Charles. Shame, she is torturing herself if she's rereading these right now. 1694, this was last year. My sweet Esther, I was down, and yet you were there to support me. You are an angel from heaven to help me in my dark mission. You are the light that guides me through the darkness of the invisible. And yet, I feel so sorry for bringing you to this tortured land. You know well that things are not as they should be in New Eden. and I'm sorry to have you by my side, for I fear for your life. I wish we could have found a quiet corner on of this land, there to raise our children, but I fear a curse. I think we should leave. Or perhaps you should go ahead, while I defend our home. Think about it. For I cannot bear the thought of darkness taking you away from me. Your love forever, Charles. So, I am thinking of you, your love forever. Does he only say I'm thinking of you when he wrote those letters from, like, a distance? Because this one he wrote while also being in the village with her.
That porcelain saw many a dinner turned lecture with Charles.
I miss him so.
So do we, Esther.
Ooh. Actually, yeah, we learned about his death more recently than you, so we're probably more sad. not the time in jail. Oh? Letter from Eleanor Combs, number 1694. My dearest Charles, how delighted I was to read your words. It is always a pleasure to hear from you, and to know that you yourself and your beloved Esther are doing well. I have contacted our brothers in London, but unfortunately we could not find anything in our archives that matches the description of the event you have experienced in New Eden. Be that as it may, pestilence and never-ending winters are phenomena perhaps too broad for us to pinpoint the exact cause. I can give you no better answer. Be it sorcery, the presence of an ichor, or something else entirely, we cannot say. All I can do is invite you to continue your research, and to take note of all your observations. Our Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has so little presence in the New World. Any new information shall be precious indeed. Please stay safe, my friend. Yours truly, Eleanor Combs.
I didn't know Eleanor and Charles were still in touch.
The St. Paul Brotherhood is a tie that binds. Charles was so eager to continue his research here in New Eden. If only we had known what would befall us.
Have you received other visitors?
Most dare not leave their homes. Although Mr. Bachelor came to
Well,
see me.
His name is
That was nice
Bachelor,
of
and he
him.
came to visit a widow. Alarm bells for anyone else? Living up to the name. A new Scotch tune in G major by Henry Purcell. Oh, can I not play it? Purcell, my bad.
Purcell? Could you find nothing better?
These days I lack the heart to play.
Can't believe you brought your pianoforte to New England.
It cost a fortune. But you cannot part
That
a
thing's
pianist from
adorable.
their beloved keys.
It's a little babby piano almost. Ooh. Guns. Nice.
This is Charles's. It's like he never left.
True. Sorry, I'm not
There's
trying
more to learn
to
here.
leave. I just saw the door wasn't locked yet. Letter from a neighbor. Esther, some food and ale for you. Sorry for your loss. Your neighbors hold you in their hearts. Probably not how I should have read that, but with the periods, that's kind of how it seems to be written. The lack of variable punctuation. Gonna judge her literary correction now on top of her piano music. Study of H. Purcell's Chaconne in G minor for strings by E. Davenport. Oh. So she wrote a full book. Esther Davenport. Damn. Sadness and Interval, or a study of the Aeolian scale by Heinrich Pietri. Pietri? Pietri. Three. Hello, I'm gonna go search upstairs. Don't mind me. Keep crying. We'll be back shortly.
Charles is still here and Esther is completely distraught.
She lost him, and now he's back, a ghastly figure. It must be unbearable.
Which do I search first? We'll do this one. Where do nightmares come from? I remember the teaching of my masters. May God bless their souls. Against the threatening unknown, when the common knowledge is not enough to understand a situation, the sagacious and pious man will wisely turn to the very roots of his art, The words, their meaning, and the power hidden in each of them. Nightmare has nothing to do with a nocturnal female horse. That's a stupid pun. Nightmare. Oh, I was not expecting puns. As in the French Kochema, or the German Nachtmahl. Mare here comes from the 12th century Middle Dutch and means ghost or demon. A nightmare is not a puny fiend sneaking into the bedrooms to suffocate the dreamers, but one of the rarest and most powerful spirits defined by its only purpose: to spread its insidious and unforgiving wrath upon any living soul it may reach. According to my research, no occultist ever successfully banished a nightmare. But why? Could a nightmare be more than a ghost? I'm afraid so. I remember a disturbing poem I read in London in my younger years about the terrifying abilities of such entity, supposedly able to penetrate the dreams of its targets, to influence their thoughts and perception and make them endure their worst fear. Able even to bend the distance or alter time, creating tantalizing and personalized nightmare its victims can't hope to escape from. Such a petrifying concept. I pray God with all my heart and soul that this is not what has risen upon us. How would we then escape despair, death, and doom? I need more information, but where to find them? Charles Davenport. So, he suspects this is a nightmare. Makes it sound a lot more innocent without the context that note provided.
Got enough books, Charles? See, the piano's not the only thing you paid a
I feel like the
pretty
model
penny to
ship's
ship.
probably also pretty bad. Maybe they sent it disassembled. Probably did.
Remember how they used to argue about books we hadn't read? Like we weren't there?
You actually listened? I'd always let my mind wander.
I always feel bad when that happens. I'm in a conversation and the details aren't exactly pertinent to me, so I find myself zoning out before I realize it. And just kind of nod along because I don't want to rain on their parade if they sound passionate, but at the same time, you're talking about like people I've never met and memories I've never shared. Anyway. Silver brooch? Bruch. Silver bruch, habitually worn by Charles Davenport, engraved with a distinctive three-hilted sword. Brooch.
Charles always wore this brooch.
His things are untouched.
I'ma touch all
Nothing's
of it.
moved.
Doctor's note: 3 drops of lavender oil and chamomile infusion before sleep. Wintergreen to rub between palms and behind the ears 3 times a day. If restlessness persists, use lemon balm. Evelyn. Wintergreen isn't that like a chewing tobacco flavor? Or is that also a mint? Lo, children are an heritage. Lo, children are an heritage. So with an, it makes you want to say heritage, because an before the consonant sound is weird. Children are a heritage or an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Psalm 127:3. I just want to make sure I search everything before I advance the plot. That's a cross.
Faith always was his beacon in the darkness.
In people as much as in God.
I suppose this is a
He's
wig.
a good man.
Remember when he started to wear these to look wiser and older?
Oh.
Oh, he was hiding his hair loss.
Can't relate.
I can still picture him crafting your
Bane?
very first Bane ring.
You sound much more fond of the moment now than you were back then. Bit green for an actual haunting, you said.
You were. Still, you did all right.
Chess piece. Precious king from a chess set, protected by glass stone.
That's from the set he taught me with. I'd know it anywhere.
Aw.
Did he keep it to remind him of his favourite?
Or to
Aw.
remind him that
Wait,
he had yet to
even
beat
while he was
me.
teaching you, you were beating him before you fully understood the rules of the game? That's impressive. Oh, this is what the world looks like. Right. Yeah. America looks like this for sure. And it's amazing how far we've come. And yet also how there are people who still believe the world is flat in this day and age, so how little we've progressed seemingly at the same time. Humans are weird. Gotcha, so there was something in each room. I didn't have to worry about progressing the plot by mistake. Theological book from Charles's personal collection. Fortalitium Fidei. By Alfonso de Spina. I gotta stop second guessing my pronunciations. I'm just gonna confidently say them even if they're wrong. Theological book from Charles. Formicarius by Johannes Neither. Charles's notes. None on this side of the water and a few on the other know that I came to New Eden as minister in order to pursue research into the New World on behalf of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole. And what strangeness have I found? There are ghosts here, yes, old and innumerable, but they are quiet. I shall never say the word aloud, but I suspect there to be witches. If I find one, I shall very much like to ask her for her story. Interesting. He didn't approach with a burn the heretic mindset, but a curiosity. I like that. It shows he wasn't just blindly devoted to his beliefs, but more so wanted to learn more about the world. Oh, fuck. This is I talk about pronunciations. Cult book from Charles's portion. Tod für die Toten by Balthasar Hans French. You know, I feel like German is the language I'm gonna butcher the most pronunciations of. That might not even have been German. Who's to say? Scribbled Bible verses. Jobs 7:13-15. When I say, my bell shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaints, then thou scarest me with dreams, and terrifiest me through visions, so that my soul chooseth strangling and death rather than my life. She comes to me in dreams. So nightmare. This is the reference to that nightmare thing, and it's been coming to him in his dreams. Did he kill himself? Oh.
Charles's notes mention
Demonetized.
Job, chapter 7, verses 13-15.
I'll look for that reference.
Red, you dropped something.
I forgot I'm supposed to say unalived himself. Because the YouTube thing, even though these videos aren't getting enough views to be monetized yet anyway. Cart before horse. What do all these dreams have in common? Are they the promise of a doomsday or a nightmare coming? Visions, foreshadowing? Is someone behind this? Who is the real target and what causes anger to burst forth? I need to know how it gets into our heads. Sleep no longer offers rest. This cannot perdure. It's kind of like the stories of the Rake.
These notes are erratic ramblings. Charles was worried about the curse plaguing the settlers' dreams.
How malicious is this curse, tormenting people? In their beds.
From Creepypasta, there's a creature, the Rake, R-A-K-E. And one of my favorite stories is someone's notes written about how every time he wakes up in the middle of the night, he sees it closer and closer to his bed, its eyes looming. And he's too scared to go to sleep because last time it was almost touching him and he knows next time it'll be upon him. So he ends up taking his own life. It's just... this kind of gives me that same sort of vibe. My dearest sister, Charles is dead. I cannot tell right from left. I cannot tell which day it is or how long ago my Charles departed. My world has come undone. Nothing happened as it was supposed to. Cannot attend the burial. The shame of it. How I have failed my dear husband. I just could not find the strength to leave the house and walk to the place where Charles died, there to see him buried. True, having a loved one die in a cemetery must make the experience of going to said cemetery for their funeral even more uncomfortable than normally that such an experience would be. It's adding trauma to an already traumatic event. Lord have mercy on us and guide our friends to us before it is too late. New Eden will not last much longer without my beloved husband to protect it. I do not have any words left in me, but I thought that you, who loved him so, should know of his passing. Love, Esther. Her sister also loved her husband, Poe.
Esther couldn't attend Charles's burial.
Poor woman. That's terrible for her.
We have all the hints. Deeply distressed by the ghost, exhausted by grief, unable to leave the house within the burial, did not properly bid her husband farewell and now suffers from it. Oh, that's what's tethered him to this mortal coil, maybe. It's a lingering business.
Esther never got to say farewell to Charles.
I could have made him manifest.
Now that we know why he might be back, we should go investigate the cemetery where he was found.
I have been recording for an hour and 11 minutes. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a good stopping point, but time-wise, I definitely need to stop. I am very intrigued so far. I love the aesthetic. The characters seem interesting. I can tell there'll be a lot of fun with the investigation mechanics of this gameplay. And I'm really excited to see where the story goes, so I can't wait to keep playing this. Hope everyone enjoyed watching. Please let me know your feedback in the comments below. What other games you would like me to play, or what you would like me to do differently next time I record this. Hope everyone has a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.